Hey, it's Marko here from Fair Realty, Victoria, BC with your September 2024 real estate market number. So let's get started right away. For the month of September, we had 571 sales. This was 15% higher than last year, quite a bit higher than 2022, but well below 21 and well below the record-breaking year we had back in 2020. So towards the end of September, I saw the velocity of sales pick up. The last week of September was exceptionally strong in terms of sales, and that's why it pushed us 15% higher than last year. So I think the lower interest rates, or the interest rates starting to come down, might be bringing some buyers back into the mix. New listings. This is something I don't think a lot of people are going to notice. So 1,441 new listings, obviously the highest it's been in the last 5 years. But when I started looking at my spreadsheets, it's the second highest number of new listings we've seen in the last 35 years. The only higher September was 2008 at 1,443. So 2008 was only two new listings more for the month of September. So very high new listings. And I wonder if that's because interest rates are coming down and some sellers are feeling like they have more confidence in moving now, so they're putting their homes up on the market. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see whether we see a similar trend in October in terms of very high new listings compared to historical norms. Active inventory, 3,361. It didn't really come down as much as it does most Septembers. That's because we had such a high number of new listings. Obviously, the highest active inventory we've seen in the last 5 years. It's the highest it's been in the last 9 years for September. If you go back to 2015, 14, and 13, back then, nonetheless, we had more active inventory than we have today. So what's going on in terms of prices? So single family homes, the median was 1.1 million. It's the lowest median we've seen since January of this year. I wouldn't read too much into it. I think it's a bit of noise. It's fluctuating a bit month to month. For 2023, the year-to-date median was 1.15. So 1.1 is almost 5% lower than last year. Our single-family homes at this point in time down 5% compared to last year. I don't think so. I think in October, we're going to see the single-family home median bounce back from 1.1 million to approximately 1.15 million. If it does come in again around 1.1, then we might be seeing some downward pressure on single-family home pricing, but on the ground, writing offers, showing properties, I'm not really seeing that downward pressure. In terms of condos, the median came in at 542,750, up a bit from August. That's been very flat for the last 6 months. However, the numbers don't paint the full story on the condo market. The sales mix has changed. Newer condos are selling, and those, because the sales mix has changed, it's propping up the median and the average price, where it's making it seem like there's no downward pressure on condos, when right now there actually is some downward pressure on condos. So let me give you an example. A unit sold downtown at the Era building this past week for $550,000. It was a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom corner unit built in 2015. This particular unit at the peak of market would have been worth somewhere around $750,000. So it's almost dropped $200,000 since the peak of the market. However, because it did sell for $550,000, it would prop up the median, which was $542,750. So with condos, you got to be careful. And condos, it really is location specific. Downtown is still a very difficult sell, and downtown prices are still suppressed. If you move further out of downtown and you're looking at a low-rise wood frame somewhere in Saanich or Langford, that type of product is seeing a much lower or much less downward price pressure. Single family homes, My clients were involved in a number of multiple offers in September on high quality single family homes in the core, especially if it's between $1 million and $1.5 million with the suite. That's a very desirable product. We're going to see what happens going forward. Curious to see whether the new CMHC rules, which now allow CMHC insurance up to $1.5 million, whether they change anything in Victoria. It's probably going to take a few months for that to play out because that doesn't kick in until December 15th. Nonetheless, I'm really curious to see how October is going to play out. Is the increase in sales going to be sustained as interest rates continue to come further down? And also the new listings. Are we going to see near record new listings in October again? Those are a couple of things to watch for. My gut feeling is, irrelevant of what happens in terms of sales and new listings, pricing is probably going to be relatively stable, and we might even see a bit more further downward pressure on the condo market. I think it's probably going to take a bit of a longer time for the condo market to turn around. It might even take until next spring until things are stabilized and we potentially see any upward price pressure in the condo market, even as interest rates come down. That's it for this week. Marko, Juras, Fair Realty.